ESL Pro League is brought to you in part by Logitech G, Pay Safeguard, TheScoreEsports.com, G2A, NVIDIA, and ESEA.
Welcome back, everyone, to the ESL Pro League. It is the final match of the night coming up. It is Navi versus FaZe, and it's going to be on Mirage. Now, earlier on, you called Navi or rather, flip side, the little Navi. It is Mirage. It's kind of an old favorite map for both of them. Certainly was home for Flipside for a long time, and they kind of copied almost all of their tactics from exactly what Navi did.
Yeah, they just, again, lacking the firepower to become, you know, the Navi twin, right? They aren't quite there. They're like the little brother, you know, they're like looking up to Navi like, oh, I wish I could be that cool when I get older, right? You know, that's
Markelov kind of was.
Yeah, okay.
At one point.
Yeah. What has Markelov done recently?
I know. Hence I said was.
Boom! He qualified for the major.
He did qualify for the major.
So that's something.
Very true, actually. Henny is still crying. And Lucas. Yeah. And all the rest of Tempo Storm. That they couldn't show up with the same kind of form that they had at Katowice. All right. Well, I mean, I still have to give this one to Navi, like, flat out. When it comes to this matchup.
Yeah, you don't think this is going to be closer like yesterday?
I think it can be close again, but I still think that Navi have to pull out. I don't expect overtime.
Oh, no.
Like, where did that overtime come from? But
I mean, it's the age old. If you win both pistols, you should be winning the game generally.
Pretty much.
You shouldn't be losing. But
there's an old stat like that. 84% of the time you win.
Yeah.
Right, if you win both pistols. So I mean, actually, we kind of have to like redo that stat these days because I think that stat is like 3 years old now.
Yeah, the second round tends to be a bit of a kicker. Yeah.
It stands pretty much true as well. The same thing with like getting the first frag of the round. You win 70% of the time, roughly.
Yeah, and if you're Olofmeister, basically, like Fnatic are like 100% win rate or something
you just
stuff
win.
like that.
You just win. If you have Olofmeister on your team, you just win.
What was it like? They've only lost 22 out of the last 96 games or something. Fnatic since the roster change.
Ridiculous.
Since the roster change, like a 75% win rate. It's like
that's incredible.
And that's like group stage games after they've kind of already made it through. That type of thing.
It's a Fnatic, man.
Yeah.
Unreal. Okay, well,
but
we're not talking about
Navi
Fnatic,
are pretty
but
good.
Navi are pretty good.
Navi are
Guardian,
pretty good.
I hear this guy's pretty good. Seized, he may look like a porcelain doll, but he's here to wreck. Like, he's going to mess you up. I mean, that guy has got the secret to, like, eternal youth. I don't know how he found it. Like, he just stumbled into the fountain about a year ago, and he's just never changed since.
They're technically still fairly young. I mean, I'm old compared to them, so I look at them, I think they're young. But anyway, guys, the game is about to get underway, I've just been told. So it's going to be FaZe versus Navi. It is on Mirage. The casters are indeed ready, so let's get across to them. It's Pansy and Moses.
Wow, you're not even little Moses anymore. You've grown up.
There it is. I was like,
Finally.
oh, we got away with one, and then here you are.
I didn't actually say it, really. I just kind of reiterated.
This abuse is just unreal.
It's not. It's not abuse. It's just banter, all right? It's banter. That's what we can call it. I didn't even tell you to get a tan or anything, so it's fine. And you've plenty of friends. So we'll be waiting for these two to kick off. We still have Robin in the cell with FaZe, so it'll be a couple more seconds, I can imagine, until they kind of boost him out towards the coaching position. But yeah, Mirage coming up between these two. We saw a very close game on Dust 2. Maybe a little bit closer than we thought it should be, but in the end it did come down to Navi just kind of really powering through an OT.
Came down to a jumping off shot. Yeah,
I'm trying here, Moses. I'm trying.
This is, I expect this one to be much more in Navi's favor. This is just one of their maps, you know? It's going to be really, really difficult for FaZe to handle them on it. And even, you know, even despite everything even despite that diffuse that we keep referring to, I hope that like in like a week that we all just like stop bringing it up. But like for now, it's so fresh in our minds.
Yeah. Even
without that, they really struggled against Virtus.pro, who we know has been slopping incredibly much. So, yeah, I expect big things like Navi.
So.
But I mean, on the other side of the coin, right? Because C's had such a monster game, like you can't expect that out of him twice. There's going to have to be someone else on the Navi side bailing them out of tough spots, having a massive impact as this game goes on. They've got to have other players step into the role.
And the one thing that comes to my mind on Mirage was how Navi faced off against Tempo Storm and how well Tempo Storm were reading Navi's playstyle. It was when they were playing, like, as soon as Navi go down to 4 on their T side, they have this real like for hitting the A site, and instantly you'd see Tempo Storm putting players over there. They'd be really corralling them into it. So that was a bit of an upset, I guess you could say, out in Katowice that was. So certainly a big matchup, but that was after you saw Luminosity doing the same thing. Luminosity did lose that match in the end. It was Navi who picked them to the post there, but it was, you could see the kind of balance between the two teams, how much they shared on that as to how to outdo Navi, and they certainly felt the brunt of it. So Navi here, not exactly an unknown style that they bring to Mirage, but then most teams don't know how to deal with what they do on this one. It's a very hard team to come up against. But what are your thoughts on these two head-to-head? Are you saying this is Navi's game a lot cleaner than what Dust 2 was?
I think so, but at the same time, we do know that like Guardian has this like injured hand, this injured wrist, and he's like a big part of their success on Mirage. That mid control that he's able to exert might be a little hampered. We saw kind of the effects as well on Dust 2, where he didn't seem like his normal, just dominant self.
Yeah, poor guy.
But I mean, he still showed up in overtime and had some really good rounds. It's more the matter of can he string it together for the whole half. They're going to be starting on T side, which is good, but I mean, Flamey's going to have a big game. Seized, if he's not all spent from that first map, they're going to need him. But I still think tactically Navi on this map is such a force that they'll be able to overcome maybe if even some players aren't able to step up to their normal peak. I think tactically that's going to bail them out as well.
I agree. And I want to see if FaZe have looked over what allowed other teams to get a bit of dominance towards Navi recently. At least on this map, I say dominance, but like you're getting close games, a couple actually edging them out to the victories, and then a couple falling a little short here and there. I want to see how much of that is actually translated to any team against Navi. Have they looked into this? Because Navi do have a very distinct style that is very hard to counter, but some teams have found a small piece of how to do it. So curious to see if that comes through. And as you said, Guardian with a little bit of a hand injury, I think he tweeted it out pretty recently that he's, looks like a strained muscle or something like that. So clearly not on point, and it has been reflecting in his gameplay. So hopefully for him, he feels better down the line. Of course, with the major coming up, as long as he gets recovered for that, they should be fine.
Yeah, right. That's gotta be.
That's the terrifying thing, isn't it? Just like what a time to hurt your hand and kind of screw yourself over on this one. Eesh.
Well, I mean, let's talk about FaZe a little bit, because Fox on Dust 2 was very impressive. I thought he looked really, really good. So if he's back in that form, if he's in that kind of play, and then you have like guys like Rain, AZ, and Jacob who don't need to, with this much firepower across 3 people, they don't need to dominate for a whole half. As long as they have their rounds where they have massive impacts, that's going to be good enough for them. And with 3 stars like that, it's entirely possible that we see some kind of a situation where maybe they don't put up 30 kills or 20 kills and a half, but each of them just has their one round that they go that saves it, and maybe it breaks an economy, gives them like 2 extra rounds on the back of it. A lot of really strong impact players on this FaZe team. And
I like their posturing on the CT side when I watch them play this until that moment, as we're going to ignore it from existence for now. But their retakes as well, they play very nicely on the retake, especially on pistols. They're not super proactive at kind of pulling themselves towards the sites. They sit pretty passive. I think it was Fox generally sitting pretty deep in towards CT, and a couple of them kind of playing on those retake positions. And Fox, once he gets that up, has been playing very well on Mirage. Kind of, I guess, equivalent to some of the train performances he's had. He's starting to really find some big form here against big teams, because everyone said at the start, Fox is maybe a little bit of a man out on this lineup to a degree. He wasn't maybe to the same huge capacity, if I can get my words out, capacity that the others had. But it's actually nice to see Fox finding a little bit of consistency in his form and doing it against, as I said, big opponents in the games that really do matter. So a bit of a pause here. I'm not sure why. Looking down the rosters.
Just chilling.
Just chilling. I was getting all excited to go to the bar later, Moses, and now we're chilling. Is someone inside someone else? That's maybe not a phrase I should say.
Yeah, it's fine.
Edward and Starix have become one, spliced themselves together.
The brain has been inserted into Edward's body.
Some scary experiment going on between the two, but finally the ghost of Starix has left us, if I'm not mistaken, and Edward will be left alone.
Yeah, and this is kind of one thing as well. You talk about the retakes of FaZe. I mean, they were really they did a good job of it on Dust 2. That was their entire defense of that A-bomb site. Fox was very willing to give up that site and just wait for teammates and retake it. And retakes in Mirage is possibly one of the most important factors. You need to be good on retakes, especially at this A site, because if you can't commit players inside that site every single round. It's so hard to hold in that situation, especially if you give up mid control to do it. So it becomes a very tough spot. So you have to be able to do 3-on-3 retakes.
So we are into this one. And already AZ just smashing down Flamey, just completely bodying him the headshots now, 4v5. Didn't really get to see much of the built plan here that was maybe coming out from Navi. A little bit kind of hesitant on start. Edward just positioning over towards B. Jacob and Rain over there as well. And yeah, a little bit of a non-starter for Navi in this.
Well, the tough part, too, is now, I mean, this allows FaZe to just keep 2 members pretty much dedicated to this B bomb site. Edward's going to try and cause... Oh, he sees the head. He get the kill. He jumping up. Can't find it. Not sees. So he just falls away into underpass. And Fox escapes unscathed. So still, FaZe just keeping this default setup ready to go. Zeus is now backing out of Palace. He's looking for any kind of aggression. Looks like he's going to meet up with his teammates up in the B halls. Bomb gets dropped over to C's. Edward's still in mid, and he sees... I mean, there's an information play from FaZe. Gets spotted, gets pushed back. But, I mean, still, FaZe doesn't have to worry about anything.
No, FaZe can sit back and just wait this one out. As you said, that benefit of being able to dedicate those 2 players over here is great. And we are seeing the Molly again. Rain with this one. So the Molly doing great stuff in the previous matchup. There it goes. Doesn't do too much work, and actually Guardian straight up plowing through Jacob as well. Means that B side is all theirs. Navi can get set up for this too. AZ and Fox are pretty quick on the rotate. However, Michaelele a little further behind, but AZ's already found one. Looks for a follow-up and gets it. This is big from AZ. Already 3 that round. Not only to kick things off, but now it's down to Guardian on 1v2. Bomb is planted pretty well for him. He might have to just turn the corner if he needs to. Oh, what a shot from Guardian, but not enough to close out on the final man, Michaelele, and the defuse is going to come in comfortably, but again, big play from AZ and Guardian on each other's side.
Yeah, AZ has a sick round that saves this for FaZe because that Molotov play, they spot it too late and the Molotov gets thrown too far. All of Navi is past it. Much like the Mirage that we saw earlier with Flipside. And I'm now
Envy?
wrecked. Yes, Flipside and Envy.
I am now wrecked.
the Molotov gets thrown out when the rush is spotted, but it goes behind
the pop
everyone.
flash that helped everything then.
But because the second player got 2 kills, that was Markelov who gets those 2 kills, it doesn't have the same impact. This time, that second player gets slaughtered immediately, and the Molotov does no damage whatsoever. Thank God they have AZ there to be just like a Superman. And Edward has armor and a deagle, and he actually gets taken out very low, so maybe forced to be a little bit more passive. They have plenty of utility. They don't need this deagle to get a pick. They have 4 Tech 9s. They could put up a wall of smokes and try and swarm in and get that plant, see what they can find at the A site. But for now, just kind of posturing all across the map, making sure FaZe can't get a read on where the end game is.
All right. It looks like we're going to see, maybe not your default. I do recall they had a little bit of a different lineup of the smokes, a little closer to the site than your standard, but I don't know if they're going to go to it this round. It wouldn't be a bad idea to kind of define the site in a different way so those Tech 9s can really thrive. But then again, you've got SMGs against you. There's not like a huge advantage, but see what they go for here. Going to have at least the stairs smoke from Seized coming out. You've got this pretty standard lineups, maybe barring Flamies and Guardians. Curious where these land, but these look pretty standard to me at this point. So there we go. 2 into place. CT1's a little further to the right than maybe they'd want. They could maybe take a fight on that, but maybe exactly what Navi want here. AZ's playing right on the edge of this one, going to try and take the swing out, but completely overwhelmed. Navi have made it through, and now suddenly there's a lot of danger coming FaZe's way. Michaelele trying to stop this, but the bomb's gone down. They are low, so there could be a retake here from FaZe.
Yeah, but such advanced positioning from Navi, all of FaZe has to come through CT spawn. They do have 3 members really, really low.
Seized is on the rotate as well, Moses. This could be deadly. It's a matter of buying time. Edward smacking down Michaelele. Jacob's just flying in there with a P90. Suddenly they know there's one behind them, and the cleanup crew comes out. And now just Guardian 1v2. Bomb's planted for short, and he takes a bit of an early shot, and Rain gets it. That was terrifying to see.
What an incredible retake. Navi with 4 members alive, they let that slip away. So FaZe, they get away with one. 2-0 for them. They do take massive amounts of damage, but they are able to recover at least a second M4. That was the big thing. There were rifles invested by FaZe, and they still couldn't find those kills. So Navi, almost very impressive. Almost able to steal away that second round, much like they did on Dust 2, actually. And actually, because of all this damage, they don't look at it. They're going to keep the pressure up. They get that plant. They get 3 kills, force some rebuys. Now they go right back into the AKs and Galils.
This could be pretty scary as well. Let's see how FaZe take this one. There is limited amounts to work with, though. That molly is a big piece of what Navi had to play with, but they're kind of going in without these smokes. So Michaelele and AZ could be the ones on contact here, and already good damage from Guardian towards Michaelele. Sets it up, but no one can finish it off. Ace's found Zeus now, and Navi 1 by 1 filtering towards the side. Actually, Flamey playing a little further ahead of the rest. Doesn't matter, though, because he's landing shots like there's no tomorrow, and again going for more. Bomb now down. Can they get this bomb planted? It's down to Rain and Jacob to keep this round in towards FaZe's favor.
Oh, that smoke goes down just at the right moment, but Jacob spots Guardian as soon as it plumes, able to get that kill through the smoke. Rain now coming up from Connector, and it's Jacob who's going to be in CT spawn. That nade doesn't do too much damage. Bomb is planted inside the site, but that's a critical battle for Jacob to win. That gives him a leg to stand on in this retake. And now Seized, he's got a lot of work to do. He's got one spot at the top of the stairs, so he wins that. The smoke covers him off from Jacob. Now down to just the Tech 9, he can't win that battle. So again, FaZe gets away with another one. Another beautiful retake. You mentioned it. They've been so successful with these and no more important than the last two.
And once this defuse comes out, we can have a little look at how much damage has actually been coming through every single round. If we hit tab and go through how many players are left alive, it's been, what, 2, 3 maximum, I think. So we had one, I think. Oh, no, 1, 2, and then 1. So, to be fair, the bank for FaZe is far from perfect. They are still kind of just about scraping through. And we're seeing the round that you actually quite like the idea of maybe a little bit more firepower than prior. Navi going straight back into the breach here. 3 rifles.
Well, they've invested so much into it these past 2 rounds. There's no reason for them not to keep the pressure up because they're having success. They know they're at the breaking point. So still, if they win this round, it's the very same as if they had saved 2 and then won the 4th round on the FaZe. So no reason for them not to. Edward kind of gives up. There's a buy, so he eats some nade damage as well. That's a little bit brutal. But still a very default standard setup from FaZe. This time Navi going for a little bit more mid-control because they have more utility to use to gain it, and that's a nice shot from Edward. Rain falls immediately. That forces AZ back. Now Jacob feeling a little bit isolated over towards the B-bomb site. I
was going to say FaZe weren't giving up mid-control then. They still had players trying to play that a little bit more passively, not taking the active fights, but Rain was there, AZ was there, then you had a player in towards window, but Zeus doesn't give a care in the world, let's call it right now. It's already good shot hit from him. Not able to recover the 2 rifles. They're out into play yet to supplement Guardian Zeus. Now he gets it, but Jacob's going to hold on towards B, but now here comes the flood. Players now pouring through. Jacob needs to buy time, needs to do something. He's doing as much as he can, but it's too little too late as Michael might go for a bit of a cheeky play here. Edward has at least got Flamey now covered off. Molly could do a little bit of damage, but that should be avoided by Flamey. Michael spotted out, pinned down, and finally Navi break through.
Yeah, finally the Navi break through, and they also, this is the thing, they just reset the money basically completely because they've had FaZe so low in terms of their bank for 2 rounds. That this is a hard reset essentially, at least for AZ, Rain, and Fox. They're all right around $1,500. So that, and their situation, they're kind of going to want a double save here. Michael and Jacob next round might be able to make something work, a little bit more powerful, but the other 3, I mean, they're going to need an extra round. And we have a pause.
Love pauses. Big fan. Big fan. And yeah, it shouldn't be a long one from what I've heard. So it shouldn't be a big problem. I'll be underway pretty quickly. But yeah, this is a nice beginning there for Navi. A little bit kind of headstrong, I guess. Constantly having to go back into those buys. It's always hard to kind of get yourself through that at points, but they persevered through, and it's paid off very well. As you said, now the double eco actually might have to come in for FaZe, as they have so little money, but they're going off the back of this. I guess if they have to double eco anyway, you might as well try and get something up.
Yeah, I mean, see if you can, do damage to Navi's economy like they've been doing to you, try and punish it a little bit. Also, maybe you get lucky. Maybe you get a couple of really good headshots and you're able to just turn the round in your favor. So, seeing what they can do here, they have 1 smoke to work. That's on Jacob. That's going to be over towards the B-bomb site. And Navi looks like they want to do some aggressive mid-control. Rain's here with the Deagle. Gets 1 tag on a Guardian. Can't land any more, though. Doesn't take any damage. Just falls away. But still, actually, Navi's going to press the issue. Edward getting a little bit aggressive through that smoke. Falls away from it, though.
Yeah, maybe thinking better of it by the end of it. It's like, I just want to get that kill. No, bad plan. And AZ and Michael playing very pushed up, too. They want to get that maybe 1 and done, but do that damage. As you said, the economy is not going to be perfectly set for Navi either. Even though they've been planting throughout these rounds quite consistently and doing a lot of damage, still not ideal. Michael actually gets 1 and can back away. No one there to trade it out, as that was just Zeus working through Palace. And Navi's hesitation here, maybe giving FaZe a chance into this.
Yeah, a huge shot from Michael. Now he plays a little bit more passively. AZ is still close to a ramp. And it's all about Rain and window, because Guardian is very, very exposed. There goes the smoke and window, so that gets blocked off. And Navi's going to get pressure on this B-bomb site. Jacob, he's got to do something huge with this 5-7, trying to find the angle. Oh, he swings out, he finds it. There's 1 above him, and he's not going to be able to get that. Very, very close now. Rain inside ladder room. He's got to fall away as well. Navi have taken the B-bomb site, but it's a very tenuous hold. FaZe have got a couple members very, very low.
FaZe, if they play this right, there's a lot of damage still to be done. Bearing in mind, Seized is on 15. Guardian not too pretty at this point. But he's going to find Michael Ailey. Keeping that threat in check. Is now AZ going to take the fight? Doesn't win it out either. Now it's just down to Rain, and Navi will secure. But good damage done again. Flamey and Zeus being picked up then, but a plant comes through for Navi. So these plants are pretty much keeping them in with enough money to keep rebuying in these and getting enough kind of, I guess, utility to support these plays. As you predicted earlier, FaZe, though, going to be back onto just pistols.
I imagine Flamey would go, yeah, for an SMG. I was going to say the MAC-10, but of course, goes for the MP7. So, I mean, that's just to kind of recoup some of this money that they lost in that last round. Even Guardian tossing over the AK to Seize just so he can have a P250. He's going to be the offer, so it's not a huge deal. So they're just going to have the SMG and the P250 lead the way for Navi into this B bomb site. Flashes rain out from mid towards the A bomb site, which is where FaZe is stacked up in, but they're quickly finding out there's absolutely nothing here. So free plant for Navi.
Yep. And now Navi can get themselves in quite forward positions to watch the rotate if they actually do come back. There is only P250s on the board, though, for FaZe, so there's not a great deal to lose out on. So they're just going to work as a pack, try and head through, and Zeus could be in for a nice little mow down here. Wonder if he's actually watching the push around. Let's see on Zeus's perspective where he's watching. They're going to hear it. And this should be a bit of a massacre, really. Doesn't want to give away the gun, but actually Fox is going to find him. Now Edward outnumbered, takes a bit of a unorthodox fight, gets taken down. This is suddenly a bit more dangerous. They're losing out on guns they actually do need at this point. Michael Ailey's got himself a rifle. Guardian's edging in. There's no chance of this round being a victory, I feel, for FaZe, but more damage than Navi could really afford.
Okay, then. Fox and Michael Ailey get two. There's the SMG finally in play at the end.
Jeez.
Yeah, so, I mean, Flamey just couldn't find the action in time. I mean, he was on the hunt for it. He just took the long route to the massacre. That's a really nice round from FaZe. And yeah, I mean, there was plenty of money built up in Navi. It's not going to hurt them this round, but if it comes down to them losing this round, then it's going to start to have an impact. Even if they win this round and only have like one survive, then you're going to start to see the effects of that one. So just a delayed impact. The nade covers the cross, but Guardian still manages to tag AZ down to 49 HP.
AZ hates playing Guardian by now. It's like, you look at Dust 2, it's like, why me? Why do I have to cross against this guy every time? Especially if Guardian gets that good A spawn, he just builds off the back of it so well. But it does mean that Fox can at least take some control in mid, knowing the Guardian won't be there to challenge out too early on. Going to get the first angle onto that. And now FaZe, as we noted before, really putting some presence towards mid. As actually AZ going to take a little bit of a peek in towards underpass too. Found out there's nothing there for now. The rest of Navi setting up like they want to show they're hitting A, but there's only 3 of them here and the bomb is nowhere nearby.
What this could do, though, because Fox is playing aggressively on Catwalk, this is going to pull Rain and AZ over towards that A bomb site. Fox still hasn't moved. It's going to be up to Guardian and Flamey to deal some damage. I imagine Guardian maybe not even going, so they're going to trust on Flamey. They've got to make some kind of a presence behind all these nades, or this is going to get sniffed out, and there goes Flamey. So now Fox, he hasn't even moved from Catwalk, so this fake has done absolutely nothing. In fact, they aren't even hitting the B bomb site. Edward's just now slowly working his way up Catwalk. Zeus is here as well. Fox, which way do you look? He doesn't scope in. Edward drops him. Now the B hit is on, but Jacob up top. Molotov is not burning him until just now he swings forward. He's got someone completely blind. Sees burns him alive. Rain is now here on the rotate, though, trying to buy a little bit more time, but it's AZ who drops Edward. 2-on-3 situation. Navi is locked out so far, but still battling for this. Rain doing such a good job, waiting for that pop flash to come in. Just down to Zeus. He knows he's got one at bench, and he's not even going to win that one. Rain ends it. 2 kills for him on the rotate to salvage that defensive hold.
And FaZe reading it like a book. The fake play faked out nothing, really. It was... Okay, Fox got overrun a little. That was a bit of a shame, but even if he'd hit a shot then and maybe traded out a little more effectively, they'd have done even less on the Navi side. And a shame that they weren't quicker working off the back of it, because, as said, once Michael Ailey got that 1 kill, they knew there was nothing else coming here. They were like, okay, well, no one else is going to push. Cool, that's our round. Thank you very much. So FaZe get themselves back into the game, leading the fray of 4-3. Guardian looking for that first opener and going to get gifted that from AZ after being a little bit overzealous towards that connector areas. Again, Navi try and take that mid control.
Yeah, and that gives up a huge advantage they had, because you could see Flamey had no nade. Zeus only has a Tech 9, so that's that economic damage that was dealt by FaZe a couple of rounds ago when they just had those P250s. That's the effect of it, but they give up a kill early. Luckily, they're able to equalize things. Michael Ailey finds that one. Now Jacob up close to the shotgun. Just see you later, Seized.
That's not fun. But he does get the rifle as well, so he's having a great time for Jacob. He's doing very nicely. And the rest of Navi, 2 of them were playing towards mid. Zeus being one of the players towards A. They've actually managed to isolate Makalele here. Words are real hard today, aren't they? Whew. But the bomb's still back in T-spawn, so there's going to be no fast play off the back of this, but Navi still have over 50 seconds to work with, so they could pull players left, right, and center.
Zeus is being so sneaky, though. He's found some cover behind this box, and he's just waiting. That smoke is going to clear. Actually, Michael looking underneath it does the damage, but Zeus recovers nicely. So this pulls Rain right back, and now it's on. I mean, Navi has to figure out where they want Edward to go, because they have both bomb sites available to them. They don't know they have the B bomb site wide open. So they're going to come back towards A. They still have a smoke to utilize for CT spawn, and Guardian and Zeus are just holding this off. But FaZe, how do you get back into this round? Jacob's taken low. Rain's going to win that battle. Still, no smoke deployed for CT spawn. Still not using it. In fact, Edward's the one who's got it, so Guardian's going to come in with the AWP. And here goes the plant.
There's a lot of faith putting to Guardian's hands right now, and that flash has completely blinded him. Edward takes the leap of faith. Gonna spot one out over on towards the site, and they do trade out. Now Guardian in a 1v1. Rain doing so nicely for FaZe. Gonna get the job done. Head over, pick up the orb, get a kit, and get the defuse.
That smoke could have saved their teammate's life, and they would have had a 3-on-2 situation when that bomb gets planted. So a little bit of a mistake there for Navi, but once again, a retake from FaZe. Money is still not good. They only survive with one player. So they're going to have to, they're going to be a little bit light on utility. So I imagine with that plant that Navi just once again buys right back into this. But yeah, they're going to, but it's not going to be pretty. Might just be 2 AK-47s and pistols for the rest of them. So this match so far has been a huge battle of the economies.
Yeah, neither fully broken or bent just yet. They're keeping close enough that each other can change the outcome. But it's going to be Guardian and Edward onto the rifle. Edward, the one who didn't put down the smoke, who had it to hand. So another curious factor into this matchup. Fox managing to live to fight another day as that nade does bound off the lip of the edge of the window. But quick presence from Navi towards mid. Fox pins down C's, but there's two players already busting through towards the site. And that's Flamey and Edward, and Flamey wants this fight towards Fox so badly, but it's Edward coming up with the goods towards the side. Fox does find Flamey, and that will just leave Guardian alive. And in a quick flurry of frags, it does mean that Navi have to build themselves back here. Guardian's going for it though, but Fox has got this cross, and Fox will get the round.
Yeah, Flamey got a little bit frozen out there. You could see he wanted to push through that smoke, but it's just the timing, something didn't click with him because Fox had the good read it was coming and made sure he fell back into cover immediately after that shot. And by the time that Flamey would have turned the corner, the reload would have been in. But still, Flamey just sits in that corner, and it's basically a free kill there. So finally, not enough damage is dealt in that round. Navi is going to give up the pressure. They're not going to buy armor. They have some nades. They have some deagles and upgraded pistols. But this should still be a round that FaZe can deal with relatively easy. Flamey with the deagle going for the shot on top of stairs. And actually, he's obliged to give it to him. Doesn't find the kill. Does a little bit of damage.
Okay. I still get worried when I see Navi on these rounds, because on Dust 2 it seemed to give them, I guess, a little more room to play with than usual, but Fox this time crippling Guardian in that. There's now just Flame, Zeus, and C's off life. Fox having a real good game here. Don't you dare. I've already had enough of that today. I don't need any more. Rain, you going to do it falling down from the ledge? No? Okay, cool. It is just seized now with the P250. No guns anywhere near it. They're all kept quite far away. And Fox has some really nice shots.
These teams right now, I feel like they just don't care to build up money.
No.
When he's just jumping on top of the fence like that. Just not interested in building up a bank. Fully exposed to every other angle on the map, and Rain falls there. So they got to rebuy that one. So the economy, I mean, Rain and Fox are down at $100. Still not good. Buy up here for Navi. Now they've got the op in Guardian's hand. It is glass cannon, no armor, just a smoke behind it. He's heading over towards the B bomb site, perhaps to try and see if he can grab that jumping shot. And Fox in middle, spotting for something, hasn't been able to find it quite yet. But Navi is very much geared up towards this B bomb site. No one is at A in any capacity. Flamey's just very, very far back towards T-spawn, and there it is. Fox finds the opening on Edward. 5-on-4 advantage. Zeus and Guardian are coming up underpass, but their teammate at top mid is gone, and they have nothing to use to get aggressive.
The best maybe they could go for is a risky stack or a boost up, but I don't know if that's...
It does look like they're doing that. Guardian on top.
Yeah.
There it is. There it is.
A little risky. As I said, they had no info that Short wouldn't have a player closer or anything of that such, but hey, I guess you got to risk it for a biscuit sometime. And now... What?
Nothing.
You need to learn these phrases, Moses. They are phenomenal. All right, they'll make you a better play-by-play caster. Just make up nonsense. Channel you're in a toss pot.
Just make it rhyme.
All right, it was maybe the impression that Thorin gave me of Stuart this one time that's now stuck in my head.
1, 2, 3 cup of tea.
Yep. It's absolutely spot on. But yeah, Navi getting back to the round, 35 seconds left. It's going to come down to Rain and Jacob here onto the B side. Navi hitting those breaks. This time the Molly actually could do a little bit more work than previously and actually softens up Flamey a little bit here, but Guardian still powers through. There's Zeus coming into it, and the B side is theirs. Michael A and AZ have to play this retake if they want it, and they're pretty locked out here.
Yeah, really nice take from Navi, slowly just strangling that B bomb site, that opening pick. This time, no one from FaZe Clan can mount enough of a defense for the rotates to come in on time. And Guardian at range is trying to spot, making sure, see if he can stop anyone from saving their weapon, but he doesn't know. Michael Ailey now has the new angle, so as soon as Guardian peeks out, there's a timing on this though, because Michael Ailey wants to get away as well. And oh, it's just barely. You can see on the X-ray. Just a little bit unfortunate on the timing. So FaZe is going to get away. Michael Ailey will have that AWP. AZ will have the M4 into the next round. Navi is on a pretty aggressive hunt, but they're not going to go that far. So good round. Navi gets their 4th, and now the money situation comes into play.
Again, all these close rounds. Of course, a round win's a round win. It has given FaZe that 7-4 scoreline, but back-to-back rounds have been a bit sparse at these points.
Like, this is the thing, though, because, like, FaZe, or if Rain, if he doesn't jump up on the fence 2 rounds ago and lose that M4, and he keeps it into the, like, he has an M4 this round. So this, I mean, now he's at a FAMA, so it's, like, not the worst thing in the world, but even Michael Ailey's on a shotgun. It's the small details, like, at this level of Counter-Strike, it's those kind of small details that can be, like, the difference in a win and a loss.
Yep. And so you're blaming Rain for this being a loss. Wow.
No, I'm just...
Is that hard?
It is a little harsh on Rain. I'm using him as an example. It happens on, like, every team in every match at a certain point.
It does. And obviously at the time you don't think about maybe the repercussions down the line, like 5 rounds down, 3 rounds down. But there it is, as you said, does come full circle at this point, and already a bit of a trade-out with the damage done between these two teams. You've got Edward sitting on 21, Fox on 16, and Seized. Seized?
All right, then.
Seized?
All right, Seized, it's your turn. These teams like to stand in the fire. What is this? If he didn't do that, he'd have 100 HP.
I can't take it, Moses. I can't take it.
Full mid control for Navi. Edward and Seized are so low. And they're gonna make this A hit happen. They're gonna try to. Seized is bringing the bomb back towards Flamey at A ramp. 3 members in mid. Rain, though, and he's positioned himself behind this smoke and window, and this is a little bit clever. If he finds the timing of this, he can just ruin this attack. The question is, when does he peek? And it won't matter, because now he's completely smoked off.
So now your next threat comes down to your AZ and Michael Ailey. These two have been playing, knowing that there's probably mid-control, knowing there's players towards connector, and the perfect set play coming out from Michael Ailey, setting up that flash to allow AZ in. It does go back and forward, though, as Guardian did find one, and now Rain gets to upgrade. They're going on the AK, Flash catching out one, the molly not quite in place, allowing a player to bound through, but Flamey hitting the shot means this is back on. But will they suspect Michael Ailey? Waiting up in that palace ever so patiently. Bomb is now down, and it's a 3v3.
Yeah, Michael Ailey's got to bide his time. Such a tough weapon to make this work from this position, that shotgun. He's got to find his good battles, waiting for Jacob and Fox to make some kind of action. The bomb's planted for Guardian, though. You can see Jacob, he's going to be the one that's trying to clear him out, and that shoulder peek baits out the shot. There goes Guardian. Now Michael Ailey appears, and he's got their attention as well. But it's Jacob who finishes it off. So FaZe is going to get away with this round. Another retake, actually, another defuse. So pretty impressive stuff. They had 3 defuses earlier on in the first 3 rounds, a 4th defuse in round 8, and now a 5th here. So a lot of plants for Navi, but FaZe Clan is doing a really good job of handling it.
Yeah, they really are, and they got to keep hold of a AWP as well, and keep the AK there, as I think it was Jacob kind of running around, like bringing guns over to Michael Ailey, like, take it, it's yours. And 8-4. Always seemingly on the verge of breaking between each other, these teams. The money's still pretty poor, considering it's round 13. You can see how close this has been. Truly kind of spread out affair, but end of the day, the retakes from FaZe have been on point, so the amount of plants that Navi get don't really equate to the complete round outcome that you'd expect, and I'm very impressed with FaZe again on this, and you know, Michael Ailey playing that position really nicely then with Jacob in the end, just kind of like being a nuisance more than anything. He's not expected to do as much, but just kind of like pulling attention away. So
well, it's after that first kill comes in that Michael Ailey just like appears and takes a shot with a shotgun, and then it keeps the attention of one of the Navi members, and that's what allows the rest of his team. So it's just juggling aggression between, you know, the 3 different players who are retaking that bomb site. Navi can never get a good read on where it's going to come from.
So I think we're having a couple of issues with Fox in this one. His ping's a little high. Maybe. We'll see. Hopefully he can sort it out. Hopefully it's not the nip curse coming back out to haunt us, as per usual. But from what I do know, I think the groups have been announced for the major as well. So good luck, NA. Moses, I'm sure you're going to have a great time with that.
Yeah, let me look that up.
So what have we got now?
No, it's only Group A and Group B.
Oh, okay. So there's still a fair bit to go.
Let's see. Group A, for those of you who are watching who cannot for some reason bring this up, it is Group A is NiP, Luminosity, Mouse Sports, and Flipside.
Okay.
Group B is FaZe, Fnatic, Splice, Liquid.
Good luck, Splice. Good luck, Liquid, as well. That's a hard group.
Yes.
Ouch.
That is a difficult group to be in.
Yes, it is. I don't think there'd be too many easy groups, to be fair, at this point.
Well, there was actually, with the way that the pool system works, there could have been like a pretty easy group for an American team to get out of, but it didn't happen. So just forget about that one. Look at AZ getting aggressive with the FAMAS, finds Guardian over the fire, and Fox actually, he's burning alive now too, but he misses his shot. Being a little bit risky, taking all that damage for one shot in a dream, and he can't find it. Either way, FaZe, they stabilize in a 5-on-4.
Really hoping if they risk it for a biscuit, you didn't, but Edward will still go for the shot there, just straight towards Michael Ailey towards CT. Means that there's options aplenty. C's finding Rain on the rotate means that they've actually got a nice advantage in this, and there we go. Zeus comes into the matter. And these fights they're taking have been pretty spot on, but Fox finally hits the shot there. A bit of a stunner on towards Seized. Bring it back to a 2v3. Navi hit the brakes.
Yeah, they have no smokes. So they had to use flashbangs to cross over from jungle, and now Jacob and Fox are both over towards CT spawn. Another, I don't know if you'd call it a retake, because the bomb's not planted quite yet, but they are trying to reestablish control and get some information of what's happening at the site. There's Jake, and he finds one. They now know where Zeus is as well, but Fox is down to 21, and Edward is about to destroy him from behind.
Zeus just needs to peek once to keep him there. That was...
Nice read from Fox.
Yeah. I guess you got to start questioning, like, where's the other guy gone? Why am I allowed to be here for so long? And then, you know, eventually works out that maybe there's someone behind me. Not quick enough, though, to be able to get the shot lined up, and that will be another one on the board for Navi. So, pulling things back around, good trading out on the A side. For once, normally it was Michael Ailey just kind of like stopping the hopes and dreams from building up, but this time it actually doesn't go that way. And instantly, the money's gone to trash.
Yeah, we've talked about how much of an economic battle this has been, and once again, it's FaZe on the losing side of it. Guardian legs Michael Ailey. Edward cleans out Rain. Shooting gallery that Guardian cannot win. No giant teddy bear for him at the carnival. And now it's going to have to be a 4-on-4 situation. Edward and Guardian are so low, but there's Edward just swinging out, spraying. Nicely done.
Oh, I wanted the giant teddy bear for Guardian. That would have been the most adorable thing in the world.
Yeah, you gotta hit shots to get that.
Guardian, not going to get it. Edward, however, might. He's on 4 already on 9 HP. Going to go for the ace. And easy, will
He better go for it. I realize you're like really low HP, and I realize this contradicts everything I said earlier, but go for it.
Do it, Edward. It's your time. So paranoid to start pushing him. He's just like, let me build my little castle of safety. I don't want to be here anymore. Zeus is slowly working around towards A.
What is that? No.
Edward, why?
All right, so easy. Last one left. I know exactly where he is. Zeus should have no issue clearing him out. He's actually looking the wrong way. So Edward gets 4.5 kills that round. 8-6. FaZe into their last buy, and you can see it's going to be a little bit sketchy as well. It's going to be a shotgun on Michael Ailey, FAMAS on Fox. It's the utility they're really lacking with 4 rifles. I mean, they've got the smokes. They have no kits. Only a few flashbangs and HE nades to really speak of. So another round where Navi has a big advantage in terms of their arsenal.
Navi should have this one bang to rights, but then again, FaZe haven't done this just yet. They haven't come up with these goods. Edward's still very cautious of it, no matter what. And actually, the timing on the flash pullout was absolutely appalling. He does get overrun by Fox. That does mean already FaZe have that one-man up advantage. They didn't see out the bomb, though, and that was tucked around the corner, but see, he's going to go back and claim something off the corpse of Edward there, whether it was a molly or flash, I'm not too sure, but still, great start for FaZe. And now even better.
Yeah, 2 flashbangs. The one that Edward pulls out backfires on him, and another flashbang just kind of ruins Flamey. So nice with the shotgun for Michael Ailey. Guardian trying to get some picks up catwalk. Oh, and he had the opening, but he can't land the shot. Again, no teddy bears. So still now, I mean, the bomb is so far away as well. It's back towards T-spawn. So while they've gained this control, you could see Seized has to just kind of evacuate the situation and just trust Zeus and Guardian to hold it, but he can't do it. Fox is in a clever spot. Peeks out at the right time. 2-on-5 situation. No one from FaZe has even taken any damage in this round.
Really nice play from FaZe, just picking it apart piece by piece, and Guardian going to be sent packing away from short. Great adjustment towards AZ as he tries to make the play from A, as Guardian now looking back towards window. He's so aware there's going to be a player here. This could be sexy CS right now. And it is. Guardian, way to put on a show. That teddy bear may be on the horizon at this rate in hell. I'll make it look like Moses if I have to. Oh, does he really predict this? He heard it. Doesn't hit the shot, but he heard the play. And Jacob will close down. And no teddy bear in the end. No luck. No dreams. And FaZe up 6-9. 9-6. Counting hard. Words hard. Help me.
Save me.
Start holding up signs every now and then, just like...
Yeah, this is beautiful.
No, sexy CS.
That's
Thank
like,
you,
Fox is like, ah.
Like that.
With the ragdoll. Nice.
Thanks, Rush.
So, yeah, 9-6. A good half overall from FaZe. And actually, I mean, they played it well. The retakes are really, really good. And even tactically, they played it well. It's just it came down to that money situation. Some of the rounds, they just didn't have the nades. It didn't have the arsenal. And it was the same for Navi, where, I mean, they just kept going back and forth on who's resetting who's on a low buy and who's not. So now into this second half pistol. Are we going to see? We've seen the Molotov twice on the CT side so far this evening on Mirage. Zeus not going to go for it, though.
I'm not sure if... we haven't actually seen it do much yet. We've seen the concept of it being great, but...
It's cool, yeah, it's like that third or the second round AK buy. It's a cool idea, execute a little bit poorly.
Yeah,
Could be used here, though, because it looks like FaZe is sending massive amounts of bodies towards this B-bomb site.
That 2020 hindsight is just like, no, why would you not do this, Zeus?
Right.
Just buy one. But yeah, not going to get much luck on that at the moment. But saying that, though, Navi do have a lot of players towards B at the moment. You've got C's being the one really on contact, I guess, but Zeus and Edward are certainly not too far away, so they could get some really good presence here. C's just needs to get the information, and there's the nade set brilliantly. Does catch out 3 players. Not too much, but it allows C's to do some damage with Zeus. And now FaZe struggling to make it out of those apartments there. Zeus a little low, though. One shot here, still doing damage. As Fox looking for the cross, trying to catch anyone out there. He needs to create the space to plant, and they get nothing done. How did Zeus stay alive then on 4 HP, getting 4 kills?
That's incredible stuff. And Navi even had a second player over at Catwalk. Edward was about to turn the corner with Guardian, I believe it was. So really sick pistol run out of Navi, just making sure FaZe can't even get into the site. They deal so much damage before they're even out of the halls, and then it's just a big cleanup. What we were talking about, who else was going to step up after C's incredible map. Well, actually, hold that thought as Zeus is under a little bit of fire. Once again, it looks like it's going to be a fast play towards... Nope, 2 members going underpass.
Towards... Nope.
Well, you know, it's the vertical maps in the overlay. Sometimes.
Observer Rush, don't worry, he understands the pain.
Ooh.
And as will Guardian now, as he just got jumped up on, and Jacob just absolutely smashes it. He could drop that M4 out the window, but no, he wants it for himself. Now, Edward gonna have to back out of that fight. He can't stick it too long. And now 4v3. FaZe have the upper hand, a little low, a little worse for wear, and the only man in their way is really Flamey, but he's doing some work here, buying some time, allowing C's to get to watch the push through. He doesn't get to do anything with it, though. It's still Flamey, the only one doing damage. Now 2v2. AZ's got 1 HP. There's still a molly on Edward. This could mean it still gets pretty darn dangerous here. Is Flamey going to take the swing out? And what? It was Jacob to find AZ? Oh, not like that.
Jacob got 5 kills in that round. I mean, that really was a sick round from Jacob, though. Boosting up into the window, getting those 2 kills like that. That right there could have spelled disaster for Navi. Flamey just holds strong, and then a really smart decision by him to just back out of that bomb site. You know, just say, give it up. I'll fight for it, just the minimal amount while I wait for my teammates to arrive and really take some of the attention, some of the pressure off of me. So, good second round from FaZe. They don't get a plant out of it, though, so you see they discontinue the buying trend. But this time, they're geared up towards A. 3 members in these in Palace. They have 1 flashbang on Jacob. So Zeus, this could be a money-making situation for you.
Maybe if we see the dollar bills start flying around. So far, 1, 2, no third to be seen. But the cleanup crew comes out, and that's a UMP, so it's still not exactly bad. It's still great building up money. Jacob can't hit a barn door at the moment. Normally pretty sick with Deagle, not going to have the time of his life here, and actually we're going to see the scoreline getting very close now, Moses. We're back all even, it's 9-9.
One would say it's about as close as it could get, Pansy.
Thank you.
Tied up at 9-9.
Yeah.
Here comes the buy for FaZe. 5 AK-47s on the board. It is going to be an SMG on C's, and Zeus actually still has a UMP. And actually, did he buy that UMP? Because he did die last round.
Edward had it.
Okay, so Edward upgrades, passes that over. Guardian with the AWP. Big stuff. And Guardian not going towards mid. It's going to be Zeus there with the SMG. Guardian's going to be playing back towards the A-bomb site. Look at this. Double pressure from Navi on Catwalk as well. It's going to be C's pushing up, Edward in the ladder room, and Flamey and Connector. So they're very much geared up to prevent any kind of mid control. As soon as they sense a presence, look at that. 3 nades towards underpass. Looks like they're going to back off just a little bit. Flamey's got to be careful, though. Smoke comes out.
Is Flamey going to play on this one? How's he going to do this? Because there's a lot of pressure on mid, and they've lost vision on it now, which means Edward has to be the player to watch the push up on short if that becomes a factor. If he sees nothing, players like Flamey looking to get aggressive. He goes through the first smoke, but there's a second there, so no real threat just yet. Keeping tabs on if anyone's going up short. Actually, there's still 3 players just to his right, 1 to his left, and Michael just swings out, completely mows him down, and the rest of FaZe landing shots like it's going out of fashion, as it's going to be Guardian, the last standing bastion on this A site for Navi, as C's is so far away. Going to upgrade onto that one. Well, Guardian does find Michael, but the bomb is going down.
Yeah, now it's going to be all on C's coming up connector. Guardian runs through the fire a little bit to see if he can get on top of this box, peer over the smoke. And there's one under balcony. He spots him out, but he can't land the shot. Rain just gets under cover, but it's going to be C's who finds him. Jumping shot. Guardian takes advantage of it. Fox, one small mistake. That's Guardian for you. Now just AZ left in a 1-on-2 situation. And Guardian finds that as well. The Molotov. Take your time. Plenty of it. C's with the kit. All good. You want to talk about phases retakes in the first half? That was sick.
That was really nice from Guardian as well. Kind of the one-by-one approach. No one able to set a crossfire on towards him as well. The player on Tetris wasn't already peeking, so he had the free shot. And using that smoke so well is another factor, of course. Doesn't get the tag then, but it was C's to take him down. And there we go, just instantly waiting for this one. And the only other position after AZ showed his hand towards where C's was, of course, the ninja corner in the back, and there we have it. So a really nice close down from Navi at 10-9. So back and forth we go. FaZe, though, knowing these rounds have been so close again, straight back into the buy. No messing around on this. 3 rifles. One is a Galil on Fox, but it's not the end of the world. But Flamey with a dash of aggression towards A ramp means he's going to get full contact here. He does get down Rain, but backs away towards Ninja. And Zeus is here like, why did you bait me out? But here we go. Suddenly it all goes a little bit wrong as FaZe just pile all that utility in and clear out that dark corner, leaving Guardian and Edward the closest ones to this. And Guardian playing a sexy bit of CS here. What a sick play from Guardian. 3 down, round is theirs, and he makes it look easy.
Yeah, that was beautifully done from Guardian. Those were some really, really nice shots. Zeus is going to be less than pleased at Flamey for running back into its balcony.
I like a man.
Come on, man. Why are you giving up my spot? That's like when you're playing hide and seek, and your buddy like hides in the same closet.
I'm not even going to go off that one.
Yeah, that was... could have picked a better hiding spot. Story of my life.
I was about to say, that's seemingly a core issue. And here we go. So 11-9, FaZe finally don't have much to work with. A little bit of armor, I guess, to supplement these pistols, but not going to get away with that boost again this time.
Edward with the opening kill. There's still armor in this round, so there isn't. I mean, this is FaZe wanting to do some damage here. Michael does find him in return, but too much damage is dealt. Zeus bides his time. He's going to get a second and a third with the pistol. Does find it in the end. Sees ends things off towards the B bomb site. Zeus with 3 kills in that round. And now this is the scary thing, because we said, you know, who's going to be the ones to step up? You know, if Seas isn't having that monster game like he did on Dust 2, well, Guardian came to play. Edward and Zeus are now here as well. I mean, they're all sitting up 21 kills for Guardian, Edward each, and then 23 for Zeus. So just being monsters.
Yeah, big play. All right. So see what FaZe do into this one. So far it's been Navi pretty much dictating the pace. Very present in these early rounds. FaZe not being able to quite get their foot in the door early on. Again, no one really actively playing mid here from Navi, playing more to the kind of close pieces, either on short for Edward or Zeus playing on the other side connector. And again, FaZe desperately trying to get some sort of presence here. Michael looking towards window, maybe looking for a boost, not going to get it. And FaZe do have mid control right now, and Edward needs to be careful about this one.
Yeah, Zeus even has to be careful because Jacob, he's been the impact player for FaZe. He's at the top of their scoreboard, 21 and 15. Actually, the only positive member on the scoreboard for FaZe. So he's got himself into a good spot, just biding his time, waiting to when he can be a nuisance. And with that positioning in connector, looks like FaZe wants to lean towards the B bomb site. There it is. Edward gets picked off. This is going to start causing a rotation. So this is where Jacob can actually gather information for his teammates, see if he can pick one off. But the B entrance is just like perfect. Guardian gets 1 kill. Now Jacob decides to pounce. The Guardian almost senses that. The timing's going to be off, but Flamey's got to try and do something through this smoke. He's walking through it. He finds the angle, but Michael and one other are there ready and waiting.
And Jacob has managed to sneak himself to the perfect spot. They both actually checked this. Zeus was looking at Connector, as was Guardian, who said they sensed it, but they couldn't do anything about it. The impact play keeps making that impact play, and Jacob will come out on top there with 2 kills to close down and deny any guns until the next round. However, Navi aren't exactly bad for cash at the moment. Maybe not perfect, but more than enough to get something going for themselves here. The double AWP out to play, seized picking that one up. So, actually, I thought maybe it was just like a Dust 2 thing. Maybe just, okay, I'm playing well. Let me roll with it. I've recovered this. Let me roll with it. Actually becoming a bit more of a regular appearance now.
Yeah, and I actually like this buy, because no matter what happens, if they lose this round, Navi's going to have to save. So why not invest into the double up? Why not make this switch up here? Don't worry about your cash on those two, on Guardian and Seas, because they had the most money. But unfortunately, Seas with the op is not as on point as he was in Dust 2. He does fall. There is still full mid control for Navi. They're not going to push up and be aggressive with it, though, especially with that pickoff. Edward's got to fall back, be passive towards B. And FaZe can just readjust across the map. Even without mid control, they have a massive advantage now because Navi has no intel of what's coming.
All right, let's see what's coming their way. FaZe lining up for this A hit. It's actually been a bit of a rarity.
This is the benefit of having Guardian, though, with an AWP. Zeus and Flamey fully dedicated to Connector. They're just going to rely on Guardian to get 1 or 2 pickoffs coming up this A ramp. If this happens, he's here in prime position, and actually they blind him just enough.
He unscoped as well at probably the worst possible time for himself, but then again, I guess he gets away to live to fight another day. And now here we go. Zeus has a chance of this. No smokes left with FaZe, but no bullets left with Navi, and I guess one's a lot worse than the other at this point. There's another bomb is going down on default. That's kind of terrifying. Oh my god, Guardian clipping Fox in the heels. Brings it down to a 2v3. Now, another round like this would be unbelievable to see. Guardian has a smoke, so I guess he could maybe cut off ramp or palace, whichever he chooses. And that's going to go down about now. He's gone for ramp, but no one's actually playing ramp. They're a little bit further forward. 1 Tetris, 1 sandwich, and Edward can't get the clean kill. Michael locks it down with Rain, and there we go. FaZe back into this one. I guess everyone's still sticking by the Navi camp in this overall, but we are seeing a big fight back coming out from FaZe.
Yeah, we absolutely are. That was a really good play off that 1 pick. Just those flashbangs over to force Guardian back to make sure he can't get that 1 kill. And actually, Navi, a little bit surprised. Okay, so only Guardian buys out. He has enough money for an AWP and light armor, so he goes for it. He's the linchpin of this defense. They're just saying, Guardian, you're a stud. Go get us some kills. Look at that jump, but he gets flashed. Oh, he was so cool. He had the shot. And he just gets a little bit blind.
Oh, when Guardian does it, it's cool, is it, huh?
When Kenny does it, it's cool too.
Guardian. Alright. Labeled a stud by Moses. Going back in for more. However, there is someone sitting over by the Dilpan corner, which is AZ. And AZ is going to find Guardian pretty comfortably there. Now, I guess Flamey going on a bit of a walkabout could make something happen here, but in the end, it could just equate to Zeus being pinched in on. Seized, getting burnt alive. Backing away. And really, FaZe just kind of taking the time. Actually, Flamey's going to have a chance to do something here, and Edward right around the back. Get it. Get it, Edward. Yes, there we go. Edward gets the knife, gets the gun, and gets away scot-free as well. This means, okay, suddenly we got a round here. Seizes the AWP, got Edward with an AK, and Zeus still has a CZ, so this is very much a game on.
Yeah, and Seized with that AWP is going to go over towards the A-bomb site, so very similar situation to last round. Rain is trying to find some intel from underneath balcony. And he's given up his position. That's a nice find from Seas. There is a smoke on the terror side they can use, but they've got to get out first, and Seas isn't going to let that happen. Another stunner onto Michael, and now it's just AZ. He's in red HP, though. 8 HP, he can't really do anything. He's got to try and get this bomb planted. Both members of Navi are towards CT spawn. They might let this go down and just isolate him and win the post plant, but, I mean, he can't make a single mistake here.
There's a Molly as well still on the board, and he's just going big into this and trying to bait it out. It's not going to go too well for him. Unless they line up incredibly perfectly, Seas there will step up and take him down. And there we go, Navi getting themselves ahead, and FaZe is probably getting flashbacks to that first map going, not like this, not against Pistols. How the hell are we losing this? How are we not having that map presence? And you can see it across the board. While this happened, Flamey found Fox, and there you go, the quick speed up from Edward and the knife. To just really buffer out some more money as well.
I didn't see how he got there either that round. No. Sneaky play from Edward. Nice round from Navi, just behind that AWP, and it wasn't even Guardian who does the damage. He's the only one who had money for it, but he falls early, and Seas just kind of recovers. So really good stuff. The versatility of Seas cannot go understated.
Yeah,
now, 13-11. Two members in underpass, Michael and Jacob. They're going to gain control of mid, but Edward is still up in ladder room. Zeus is on catwalk as well. Nade damage taken from Jacob, but there goes Flamey. Just gets picked off. And how aggressive does Guardian want to get here? Does he have any indication this is coming? Oh, he turns at the wrong moment.
No.
He's got to be careful. He readjusts, though. He turns back around. Jacob falls. Guardian, he's got to make a play towards one way. Blind Michael gets taken out as well. Now one jumps across. AZ finally stops Guardian.
How is he allowed to get away with that? That was such a precious spot as well. No cover in A, no cover in mid. But it's retake time this time. The difference being Navi don't have Guardian. He's been a consistent factor of doing damage. But now bomb down. Are they?
They think it's B?
No.
What?
What?
Okay. All right. So this is happening.
No! Stop! No! Zeus!
How do
Zeus!
How do they think this was B? That's what I don't get. They were like so convinced.
What is with this map at the moment and causing teams to have maybe a brain hemorrhage?
It's FaZe. I mean, they're the Navi are towards CT spawn. They might let this go down and just isolate him and win the post plant, but I mean, he can't make a single mistake here.
There's a Molly as well still on the board, and he's just going big into this and trying to bait it out. It's not going to go too well for him. Unless they line up incredibly perfectly, Sees there will step up and take him down. And there we go, Navi getting themselves ahead, and FaZe is probably getting flashbacks to that first map going, not like this, not against Pistols. How the hell are we losing this? How are we not having that map presence? And you can see it across the board. While this happened, Flamey found Fox, and there you go, the quick speed up from Edward and the knife to just really buffer out some more money as well.
I didn't see how he got there either that round.
No.
Sneaky play from Edward. Nice round from Navi, just behind that AWP, and it wasn't even Guardian who does the damage. He's the only one who had money for it, but he falls early and Seas just kind of recovers. So really good stuff. The versatility of Seas cannot go understated.
Yeah,
now,
big fan.
13 to 11. Two members in underpass, Michael and Jacob. They're going to gain control of mid, but Edward is still up in ladder room. Zeus is on catwalk as well. Nade damage taken from Jacob, but there goes Flamey. Just gets picked off. And how aggressive does Guardian want to get here? Does he have any indication this is coming? Oh, he turns at the wrong moment.
No.
He's got to be careful. He readjusts, though. He turns back around. Jacob falls. Guardian, he's got to make a play towards one way. Blind Michael gets taken out as well. Now one jumps across. AZ finally stops Guardian.
How is he allowed to get away with that? That was such a precious spot as well. No cover in A, no cover in mid. But it's retake time this time. The difference being Navi don't have Guardian. He's been a consistent factor of doing damage. But now bomb down. Are they?
They think it's B?
No.
What?
What?
Okay. All right. So this is happening.
No! Stop! No! Zeus!
How do
Zeus!
How do they think this was B? That's what I don't get. They were like so convinced.
What is with this map at the moment and causing teams to have maybe a brain hemorrhage?
It's FaZe. I mean, they're the common denominator in both situations, aren't they?
I'm so confused.
Maybe it's like karma. The world's like, all right, we gave VP that defuse. We'll give you this bomb plant.
What the hell?
I don't know. I'm trying to think. I'm trying to see if there's like anything that, because like, all three members
Was
of
there a
FaZe.
smoke on short? I saw a smoke up on short, but
No, like all three members of FaZe are here.
and they didn't have a single smoke on them. So how? So bomb goes down now.
Yeah, and Edward just doesn't spot any, so he says, I don't know. All right. That's just a massive mistake, I guess. Either way, Guardian's back on the AWP. Flamey only has a CZ. And the real bummer about that round is the economy for FaZe was in the situation where, if Navi had a successful retake there, which they would have gone for, then all of a sudden FaZe doesn't have any money if they lose that round. So they get away with one. Still, they've got to go against Guardian one more time with this AWP, and he has been playing towards mid. I mean, maybe this has something to do with his wrist. He doesn't want to take that mid battle too much, but he's been mostly positioned towards the A-bomb site. And look at this. FaZe is just going to send a massive amount of bodies over towards the B site. Seized and Zeus, they're going to have a big job to do here.
At least they'll know which site it's going to this time. I guess that's a small benefit of this one, and that nade can do some serious work now. Not as much as I ever expected to. As Seized and Zeus now going to have to deal with, as you said, quite a lot of players, but they hit the brakes. And FaZe aren't committing to this just yet. There's 45 seconds. They're backing away a little bit here. Rain's going to smoke out towards the platform, do a little pop flash. And are they going to go back to this?
Yeah, this has got to just be a delayed hit. They have no map control anywhere else. I mean, this B bomb site is all they have. Jacob, it seems like he's going into underpass. This might just turn into a fake. Oh, not even a fake. They're not even sending any bodies up. Jacob's already in mid. This is going to be a little bit scary. Guardian with the op. Oh, he's going to get one. Edward as well. That's a gutsy call from FaZe. So far, it's not working out. C still on Catwalk has eyes, and Guardian is the one doing the damage, though. Once again, through the flames, misses that shot, but I mean, it's just Fox and Rain, and it's going to be Zeus and Edward who combine for a kill, and Fox gets one, but 2 seconds left, 1 second left. Got to be careful not to die now. You'll get no bonus money, but I mean, there's another shot. So Fox is going to survive, but that fallback from FaZe, a little bit curious.
These 2 rounds are confusing me, Moses, and it doesn't take much to confuse me, I'll give you that, but still, they had, I guess, a good step into the door at B. Nothing like super going their way, but as you said, there was no real map control for FaZe anywhere else. Michael Ailey was at the top of mid, and now look at them. They're down to Tech 9s and a little bit of armor to supplement it with, you know, a good bit of utility, but Fox remaining with that orb has to do some serious damage now. As we've got the 4, well, I guess a 4 play towards A. Rain going to be into Palace at this point. Zeus, though, could be such a nuisance at this point. A true thorn in the side here if he gets the drop on this. Here we go. Smokes are going in. Zeus now prepares himself. He gives away the game, though, but no one checks. Jacob finally turns around, gets Zeus down, and we're going to find this 4v5 a little bit more difficult for Navi. But Fox is the bomb, and hell, maybe...
What? All right, Edward. Oh, that's like the... he's just so scared. It's those nervous twitch muscles, and he flicks over. Saves himself, though, because he was about to fall there.
Definitely was. Michael Ailey's got himself in a bit of a curious spot, though. No one really checking it until now. And there we have it. C's going to come in the end. And these rounds have been baffling to me. So many weird things going on between these. But I guess in the end, kind of working out in Navi's favor after they forgot which site they were at. What?
Nice. There it is, yes.
Fear.
Yeah.
Hey, if it was anyone else, maybe you'd... I was like, did Guardian hit something through smoke that I didn't see for a second then? But no. I like that little adjustment from Edward. Maybe he's just mouse lifting. Who knows? Who knows? Speaking of Edward, already going to kick this round off. They are onto match point here, as it is 15-12. FaZe going back in after what they could after this one. It's not with much. It's Tech 9s, it's a Deagle, it's a rifle on Fox, but that's about all they've got.
Yeah, Flamey is alone at this A bomb site. It's a little bit of a switch up without Guardian with the AWP, playing over towards Window Room and Jungle. And yeah, Fox is going to fall back to this A bomb site. Michael Ailey's in mid. I mean, I guess the best thing he can do is kind of cut off rotations or get a late lurk up connector. And there he is, misses the initial shot, does damage Edward. He's forced him to commit to a fight, but he runs out of bullets. And now all that's left is one smoke on Fox. So which one do they use it for? Flamey's going to do massive damage, though. And Zeus, he's not blocked off at all. He's burning alive, but he still stands in it to get that one more kill. Here comes Fox, the AK-47, 1-on-2 situation. The last hope for FaZe in this map.
He's got Edward and C's to overcome. Fakes out the plant. Tries to get a little information. He's got a bit of a glimpse, actually, towards CT. You can see that no one's pushed up just yet, but now as that smoke dissipates, he needs to win one of these 2 fights. Flashed out. Trying to draw players in. He knows where Edward is, but still walks out towards it after those shots came through the box. And Fox, sometimes these choices you're making absolutely baffle me, but gonna go back in on this one. Fakes out again. He's got time. 20 seconds to try and pull one of these players in. Go down both of them, eyeing him up from the same direction, and it will be seized to claim the final kill. Navi picking up the victory after what was a very back and forth game. Just fell into their hands at the right place.
Yeah, I mean, that was such... Even the first half was such a cool economic battle, back and forth. Neither team wanted to give anything up. And the retakes from both sides on the CT, on the defense, was incredible. Really, really cool stuff. Just, there was that stretch of like 3 rounds. There was like, I don't know what's happening anymore.
Yeah, just back and forward. Every single time it was like, who's going to step up? Who's going to get that first kill back into the site? Can they actually get control of the site? And then you saw the crazy, weird plays of like... I guess Navi not realizing where the bomb was planted.
I would love. I hope they like tweet about that. I hope they say something.
Because there must have been something that gave them the idea. Of course, there was the theory that Edward looked over to the site, saw nothing.
Yeah.
But then you got to think there's always a chance they just sat behind the boxes. There's always a chance of it.
Yeah, a little bit interesting. But either way, I mean, Navi, we said it. Once again, though, I mean, this is 2 good showings from FaZe on
Very
Dust
much
2.
so.
I mean, 2 maps that Navi's good on. No slouches on those 2 maps, obviously. So FaZe putting up that much of a fight, pretty incredible, and it's good to see them. I mean, it looks like they're improving.
Yeah, very much so. Fox doing very well as well with the ult.
Yep.
Nice to see him playing well. Maybe having a bit more of a freer game when Guardian's not going for those active challenges as much as normal. You saw a little bit of a sit back from him, which is completely understandable if he's injured. Not too surprising, but still, as you said, a good display from FaZe. A couple of rounds here and there that if they went the other way around, you never know how that could have turned out. But the way it was Navi collecting both, one including overtime, though.
Yes. Yes, but Navi's going to be very happy with 2-0.
They
Very
will
happy
be.
with it.
I can imagine they will be. They wouldn't look at the scoreline. It's like it's.
And that was the cool thing, too, because, like, C's had a monster game on Dust 2, and then after that, it was like everyone else stepping the game up. It was, Edward showed up, Zeus as well, Guardian even having an impact. And then on the other side, it was, that trio of Jacob, Rain, and AZ. You can see they're just playmakers. And neither one of them has to necessarily go off, but all 3 of them can have their impact rounds, and that can be a really good force for FaZe going forward.
Yeah, Jacob having a massive impact into that second map as well. He was literally the playmaker every single round. It felt like he was getting 1 or 2 very important kills. So actually really nice performance from him. But overall, a good day for FaZe. Maybe not on the leaderboard as such, but some good results there, some good performances on very specific maps against Navi. But that's enough from us. Let's hear what the analysis desk has to say.
Thanks, guys. So what's left to analyze after they just broke everything down?
I mean, that's fantastic. I get to say my corny joke.
What do we say? Yeah.
I wish that this studio was in Sweden. We don't get much sun over there. Everybody looks like they have a great tan on the stream.
We always look like a fantastic tan with these cameras. It's actually not bad. Sometimes we're just orange. And we just I just feel like I've just had a great spray tan
sometimes you go
on.
to Miami, whatever. It's all good. Or you go to, what, New Jersey, is it? Yeah.
In between
Guido
Poland
country.
and Leicester. sadly, not quite the exotic locations we've had the last 2 weeks. But let's talk about this game. I want to touch on actually that Bizarro round to begin with. And even we saw in the replay, like Edward looked at the site, just didn't see anyone. He had to have heard it plant.
Yeah, that's the weird thing for me because sure you can go by what you actually see, but just take a millisecond to stop and listen.
Yeah.
That's the weirdest part for me. So I don't know what kind of excuse they're going to come up with. I think there was something
Late
about
at
Luminosity. Yeah, well,
it's late at night in Ukraine.
I mean, they're
that is
another
true.
hour ahead of us,
Didn't you talk about Luminosity having issues with not hearing the bomb or
But that was
something
the bomb
yesterday?
plant, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I'm not sure because I didn't.
There's
see what
always
they
the
said about
classic
it, but-
defuse with the smoke, but this was the actual plant itself. It's
I think it was the bomb plant, at least. I mean, it was North American because I didn't watch them live, but...
No, but I know it was weird because they also had a pretty good idea of the fact that FaZe was moving towards that A bomb site. You could even see the rotations coming in. Pretty much all 3 members from Navi were nearby A, so in worst case you would have at least thought, well, at least let's clear out the potential guys from FaZe who are going to be lurking in that scenario if they've actually planned towards B. But all of them just set sail towards B.
very bizarre round. I want to spin back to the CT pistol as well, because if you look at the score, 16-12, pistol round was pretty big, and Navi, for the first time, actually picked up the pistol on the CT side, and it was Zeus getting the 4K with just 4 health, just left alone on short.
Yeah, he pretty much became immortal that round, living up to his name.
I mean, exactly.
So
Man's a
yeah,
god.
that would it's just one of those cases
Zeus
where
after all, yeah. I see
Yeah.
where you went with that one. It's a slow cogs. It's a late night. It's a late night.
I'm just waiting for the Inception Zeus, where he's got the Zeus. His name is
the
Zeus.
Zeus.
He's playing against Zeus. I mean, there's a bunch of different situations that could happen here that could be pretty fun.
opportunities are endless.
And then it's just there can only be one, and we go full Highlander with it.
Damn.
Zeus kills the Zeus with the Zeus.
You're so meta
deep.
right now.
It's deep.
So meta.
It's deep, yeah. 6-4 though for Navi. That's, in the grand scheme of things, a big win for them because FaZe probably will be one of the guys that challenge for them. They're only 2-4 now. Not had too many games, but so close, both games.
Yeah, no, it's super close. And again, FaZe still early on in the season for them. They haven't played too many games. So they're still with the opportunity of actually climbing back and getting...
I mean, it's NIP and Navi they've lost to, so that's people they're going to be up against for the qualifying spot.
Yeah.
Although, let's see if NIP
that is
slow down. They're 9-1 right now.
They're still pretty high up there,
But
right?
it's still pretty rough knowing that they have to go up against both Fnatic and Astralis at some point because they've been playing really well. So...
But this is the big problem. You got NIP 9-1. Fnatic 7-1, who are playing on Sunday against SK. No, there's not SK. They've already played SK. I think they might be playing Flipside or something like that. Should probably remember that one.
So it'll be a nice Sunday.
8-2 for
relax sometime.
Astralis. So immediately, that's 3 teams with only 4 losses between them across the board. It's becoming scary for that 4th spot right now.
Yeah, no, it really is.
It's always competitive there, though.
Yeah, I think the only teams you can be pretty sure about going through are Fnatic and Astralis.
Basically,
because-
Astralis excel in group stages, and
Yeah,
Fnatic
are
are
Fnatic.
literally God right now.
Yeah.
So they've broken the game.
Yeah, and it's super weird to see actually, and you know, not to take a hit at NIP, but that's the luckiest 9-1 I've seen in a group
Absolutely,
stage.
because out of 4 maps they had DDoS issues and whatnot. You know.
Yeah, and
for the
if you go
opponents.
back to when we were in
Actually,
Leicester when they were playing
6.
mouse boards.
Was it 6? Because I know 4 for sure.
So they've had,
Yeah.
they had
Where
NIP,
like an opponent gets DDoS, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, let's get this stand-in.
FaZe.
Let's play 5v4.
FaZe and Navi, definitely. Who else was there? VP just didn't turn up.
Well, yeah.
I think that's maybe where it is, yeah.
Didn't need any extra help,
No,
outside
no,
help there.
definitely
And
not.
versus mouse sports, it was mouse sports, you know, being their worst enemy. And
Yeah,
basically
Mouseboards should have won. That's the same with
yeah.
Dignitas, actually, now I come to think of it. Dignitas just didn't
Yeah,
turn
that's
up
right,
that
the
night.
start. The
Yeah,
start. That was when
16-8,
we all thought-
16-8, yeah.
We all thought
So-
Dignitas would just, murder him, and then
Nothing
Dignitas just
came
wasn't
out of it.
there.
And then
It was so
Gerai
weird.
1v3'd them at the end just to, add insult to injury, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
that was some
so
vintage
yeah,
get right.
NIP have an impressive record. The way they've gotten there hasn't necessarily been because they've shown that they're at the same level of Fnatic or Astralis. So I guess they can still drop off at this point, but Astralis and Fnatic do look pretty solidified to make it to the finals at least.
Absolutely. So you guys are home. If you want to check out, obviously, everything that has happened, don't forget to go over the Score Esports app. You can get it on the iOS or Google Play. And obviously, check out the Score stats, articles, and exactly where we are in the league right now. For anybody else who wants to continue watching Counter-Strike action, NRG will be playing Luminosity. They're back in America, Luminosity. Long old day for them. They're going to be playing that. And, of course, Complexity Energy. Just recap today, of course, we started things off. It was Envy versus Flipside, the second showing of the new Envy with the new man Devil, and he certainly put in a decent performance today against Flipside. 16-9 and 16-7 on Cobble, and Mirage playing the exact same spot as Keo, so it seems like he's just slotting into that for now. And then, of course, we just saw Navi versus FaZe in 19-17. That overtime on Dust 2 could have gone either way. Instead, C's decided to do a jumping no-scope and say, not today, FaZe Clan. This is our game, and they obviously 2-0'd them overall. Tomorrow, let's bring that one up because we are having a break, but Saturday is when we start off. There we go. Nearly, I was trying to think, what day are we on? Where am I right now? I'm in Cologne, not the UK. What's going on? It is going to be Envy up against Astralis, so big old test for the new man there against Astralis on Train and Inferno. Actually, very important match for Envy there. They're on the cusp at the moment with their win-loss record. Train and Overpass are the maps for G2 versus Virtus Pro. And then, of course, it's a 6-game day. That means we're going to have SK up against FaZe at the end of the night. That's going to be on Cash and Mirage. Long old day on Saturday as well as Sunday. 6 games both days. Anything you're looking forward to?
For me, looking at the maps, G2 versus VP, that's 2 perfect maps for VP, but I don't know what VP is going to turn out.
It's not the right VP, though.
Exactly, that's the thing. But if there was ever a chance of winning a game, this would be the 2, right?
It's like NIP may not deserve to be sitting at the group, but VP definitely deserved to be at the bottom.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
You really want to be harsh about it.
No, I don't think that's not even harsh. That's just reality.
Reality of the situation right now. One thing to note is that Envy always struggle in these group phases. So they can show up at any time. And if Devil plays like he did tonight, where he just goes out, no fear, straight up fights with Astralis and wins them, anything is possible.
But it's going to be fun to see because they're playing Train, the first map versus Astralis, right?
Yeah.
So we're going to see if Devil has had any input as to how he played that inner bomb site, like he did in his debut games, right? Yeah. So if they've changed anything up there, or if he's just going to be able to handle it better. Obviously, not a lot of the focus in that first game was put on the inner bomb site, so he was pretty much left in like 1v3s and 1v2s and actually having to retake that outer bomb site. But, it's going to be fun to see his progress.
Yeah, well, Semler, enjoy your weekend off. You're going to have yourself a well-earned break, no doubt about it. We'll see you here next week. For us, that is it. We are done. We will be back on Saturday. We will see you then, 6, I believe, Central European time.